Well, good morning folks, and welcome back to another review video. This time we are out in the North Atlantic. We are in Bermuda, the island of Bermuda, and we're at L.F. Wade International Airport, Tango X-Ray Kilo Foxtrot. It was formerly known as Bermuda International. It's now known as L.F. Wade Airport. It's a payware scenery by SLH Sim Designs. And this is version 1.3 for the PC version of Flight Simulator 2020. Download is 264 meg and it installs to just over a gig, 1.01 gigabytes. Currently available from both SimMarket and from the Sim Designs online shop on their website. Prices, well, at SimMarket currently it's €20.40, which equates to $20.37 US, or £17.56 UK. US and UK prices are estimates and include VAT and tax, which of course may vary depending on your country of purchase. Now if you go to the SLH Sim Designs websites, it's currently available for $17 US, which equates to €17.03, or £14.65 UK. Again, Euro and UK prices are estimates, and this time they do not include VAT and tax. So I pretty much suspect that the prices, there won't be an awful lot in it. So depending where you like to shop will depend where you purchase the product. Quick features list: 3D custom modeling, 4K PBR textures, dynamic lighting, corrected terrain elevations. Well, there are one or two issues with that, I'll show you later. Model terminal interior, the Terminal 2, which is the new one, which you can see right down there in the foreground in white, and they list it as a work in progress, so there's more work to be done on that. Custom jetways, and we do test the jetways. Custom taxiway signs, and realistic ground texturing and grunge, whatever that means. But yeah. So, as ever, let's start with some history. So, L.F. Wade International Airport, or Tango X-Ray Kilo Foxtrot, previously known as Bermuda International Airport, is a public use airport owned by the government of Bermuda and operated by Bermuda Skyport Limited. It is the sole airport serving the British Overseas Territory of Bermuda in the North Atlantic Ocean. The airport is located in the parish of St. George's and is 6.9 miles or 11 kilometres northeast of Bermuda's capital, Hamilton. Has one large passenger terminal, one cargo terminal, 8 aircraft stands, and can support all aircraft sizes up to and including the Airbus A380. Currently 8 passenger or cargo airlines operate seasonal or year-round scheduled services to Bermuda Airport from Canada, the United Kingdom and the United States. The airfield was constructed during World War II for use as Kindley Field, a joint US Army Air Force Royal Air Force base. The RAF forces in Bermuda were withdrawn at the end of the war. The local RAF commander, however, stayed on, loaned to the Bermuda government. He converted the RAF facilities into a civil air terminal operated by the local government. When the pre-war airport, a flying boat facility on Darrell's Island, closed in 1948, Bermuda's air routes were taken over by land planes operating through the airfield. By this time, the airport was operated by the United States Air Force as Kindley Air Force Base. In 1970, the field was transferred to the United States Navy, which operated it as US Naval Air Station Bermuda until 1995. US Navy terminated its 99-year lease and transferred the field to the Bermuda government. It now operates the airport as part of the Ministry of Tourism and Transport. The US Navy was not required to meet international civil air standards despite the operation of civil airlines to the base. The Bermuda government, however, was required to meet these standards very quickly on assuming control, and at some expense. This involved changes to the airfield lighting, erecting new fences, levelling anything over a certain height and within a certain distance of the runway, including the former commander's residence on the hill that it stood on, and other changes. On the 16th of April 2007, the airport was renamed L.F. Wade International Airport in honor of one L. Frederick Wade, father of L. Frederick Wade Jr. L. Frederick Wade Sr. was the leader of the incumbent governing party, the Progressive Labour Party, when it was in opposition. The name was criticised by the opposition United Bermuda Party for being politically biased. On the 16th of March 2017, the government of Bermuda signed an agreement with the Canadian Commercial Corporation granting Skyport a 30-year concession to manage and operate in the airport. In December 2020, a new terminal was completed, replacing the previous one. In 2017, the airport handled almost 500,000 passengers. Airline flight arrivals and departures usually peak in the June-August summer season. It has received high marks in passenger satisfaction surveys, placing first among North American airports in the under 15 million passengers category in 2003 and fourth worldwide in its size category, according to the Global Airport Monitor report that year. Things cited were the courtesy of the staff, the security and the check-in facilities. So there you go, that's some history for you. As you can see, the airport's been around for a while here. I make a point of saying at this point, before we go and look at runways, there are two versions of this airport, two payware versions out. The other one is by a company called FieldAir, which is also a well-known developer. At the moment, there seems to be a lot of comments about the fact that the people think this probably is the better of the two. However, I'm not going to comment on that because I haven't seen the FieldAir version, although there is a difference in price. However, I'll leave you to research the other version, and for the moment, let's go down and have a look at runways. So once again, as you can see, I've dropped the lighting down so you can see the runway and the lighting on it better. Bermuda Airport operates a single runway 3012 measuring 9,700 feet or 2,958 meters in length and is made from asphalt. Runway 30, and we're looking at it now, features a standard Cat 1 instrument landing system plus an airfield lighting system with sequence flashing lights and precision approach path indicators on the runway left side. This runway also features both RNAV and VOR approach options. Now we can see straight away they've got part of this right. The runway lighting is adequate. We've got end identifier lights, the PAPI's in the right place on the left side, and we've got the approach lighting, but there are no sequence flashing lights. So that's something that needs to be updated if they can possibly do that. But apart from that, everything looks okay. Let's go have a look at the other end. So runway 12, and we're looking down that now, features a simplified short approach lighting system with runway alignment indicator lights, or SSALS, precision approach path indicators on the runway right side. This runway has also RNAV and VOR approach options, but no instrument landing system. Okay, so again we can see the lighting on the runway is good. They've got the end identifier lights as well. The PAPI's on the right side. Now the short approach lighting system is there, but it's not lit, so it's not quite completed. But they do make a point, as I've said in the listing, that they are still working on things like the inside of the terminal, and we'll come to that in a bit. So I would assume that this is not yet quite completed, but it's good enough to certainly good enough to release. So that about does it for runways. Let's bring everything back to the daylight and have a look at this airport in detail. We'll go back to midday and we'll start a little bit of a tour and have a look. Okay, so this version of Bermuda has custom jetways, so let's just test them out. Here we are on stand 5, and these custom jetways there you can see. Let's give that a go, see if it works. Well, there they go. As ever, we've got the tug in the way, unfortunately. Okay, and again you can see that they've gone through the skin slightly, but actually on this occasion the top rubber section hasn't closed down over the top of the aircraft. But yep, no problem at all. Let's go and have a look from the other side. So there you can see the jetway is nicely connected. Let's just remove it. Oh, there we go. There's just a delay. So there is a delay when it moves away, but it does move away. And quite a nice animation there. Good, so the jetways work. Excellent. So let's get up close and have a look at this airport, starting with Apron 7, the north area with the new terminal on it. So here we are. We start a tour of Apron 7 and Apron 1 heading sort of south across the airport. There's the new terminal. These are the jetways that you saw. And as you can see, the ground clutter looks really good. I'll just slow this down a little bit. You can see the tarmac looks great. The certainly the modelling of the oil slicks and bits and pieces like that look really good. There's my aircraft. Looks really, really nice. No complaints at all. Everything's very sharp and clear and nicely done. Let's go and have a close look at airside ramp and the building up close. So looking down the airside road there, as you can see, it really looks nice. Let's have a little tour down the road. Plenty of ground clutter, bits and pieces, people there. Oh, it looks really quite good. Let's come up a little bit. And there you can see there's internal development, which we'll look at in a bit. But everything looks really nice. It's been beautifully modelled. There's weathering on the building. The signage is correct. Everything else looks sharp and really nicely done. So airside here of the main terminal looks really good. Now if I come up a bit here, you can see from the outside some of the modelling of the internal terminal from airside. It's very simple at the moment, but it's still being worked on according to the details in the README file. But as you can see by this little shot here, it's looking really nice, and we'll have a look in a minute. So there's a shot of the north end of the main terminal building from the outside, and the modelling looks great and the design looks wonderful. And that's how it looks from above, looking towards the landside. There in the distance you can see solar panels on the roof. So we take a little tour landside, and as you can see landside it looks great. Looks really nice. Car park looks good. It's all well defined. Animated flags. And there you can see signage on the outside of the building, and there you can see through the glass they've got check-in desks. So the modelling has been started and is well underway by the looks of it. Building design is excellent. I love the foliage there outside the terminal. All looks really, really good. No complaints at all. So there's the other stands. That used to be the main sort of parking area, and I think it still is for American and British Airways park over there at that part of the terminal on the south side. Apron 1, I believe that is. Nice fence line, car park, the trees again. And here you've got the airport sign. And coming out the other side. So this is the only anomaly I can find at the moment. They do say that they've been doing some ground texturing and terrain alterations. This needs to be fixed. I'll try and put up a picture of what the causeway looks like, or a couple of pictures if I can find them, to show you what the causeway looks like and what the crossing looks like. But this at the moment is in a bit of state of disarray, so it needs to be fixed. So let's do an airside tour of Apron 1. Now if, like me, you're from the UK and you fly British Airways into Bermuda, this is where they park. 777 comes into Bermuda and parks on one of these stands here, and when we go landside you'll see some of the airport signs. Again, the ramp looks good, lots of oil slick signs, various bits of clutter. The building design is lovely. No internal modelling in any of these buildings, it's only the main terminal on the north side that's been modelled internally, with more to be done, I believe. But lots of good ramp clutter, very nice variety of vehicles here, including cargo lifters here, look. And as we swing round to landside, really nicely modelled. And again, what I like about this is they've actually taken the time to model landside properly. They've not just left it to photo scenery. Buildings are nice. Okay, there may be signage and bits and pieces that's missing that could be added to enhance those buildings still further, but actually they look pretty nice. Now, as we go down here, you'll see, there we go, British Airways there, WestJet and Air Canada and United, and JetBlue up the end. More animated flags. American and Delta Airlines also park here. So again, very nice attention to detail. Everything has been nicely modelled landside to just make the airport look complete, and that's what I like about it. I hope they will continue to model the inside of the new terminal, improve it. There are one or two little glitches. For example, they've got a stairway in the centre of the terminal that you can't actually go up. When you try to, it sends you to the roof, although if you look from the other side it does take you into the airside lounge. Let's have a look. So there you can see there's inside partially modelled. Let's go and have a quick look inside. So there's the whole airside part of the terminal. You can see my aircraft tail just out there to the right. So they've modelled this really nicely with the carpet and the ground. A nice look at the check-in desks. And if we zoom up close to that departures board, there you can see the signage is really crisp. There's no problem at all there. It's really crisp even up close. We'll take a little run down here slowly towards the other end of the terminal, and there you can see a couple more desks. This has been nicely done. More to do apparently, but nicely done here. This is airside. Right, so this is the airside to landside. There are two stairwells below here, and if you try to go through to the other side, that's what happens. You end up on the roof. However, if I move forward and then go down, move forward a bit more, turn around, there's the stairwell that we tried to go through that we couldn't. And again, if we do the same this side, you get bumped onto the roof. Now this is a bug. It's an anomaly that I learned about only a couple of weeks ago. Some sceneries, not all of them, because some of the ones I've reviewed recently don't have this problem at all. An update was done by Asobo not so long ago, which apparently ruined a lot of ability to get inside some of the terminals. If any of you have got the Fly Tampa Corfu, if you try to go into part of the terminal there, the same thing happens. You get bumped out to the roof, because the scenery hasn't been updated to comply, basically to take account of the update that Asobo made that causes this bug. But apart from that, that's okay. So again, they're working on the terminal interior, so I'd like to see actual stairs there, escalators or whatever the Americans call them, and I'd like to see that bug fixed. Some nice signage and internal decoration in the terminal. And again, all nice and crisp and clear, not blurred in any way, shape or form. Looking landside, here we go, you got the same thing. It looks really nice. Okay, it's a bit spacious. Don't see any shops, for example, but remember, at the moment they've said they're working on the terminal. This is a work in progress. Have a look, landside. So there we are, looking out through the glass to landside. And here we go, just a quick down past the check-in desks. As you can see, they're all nicely modelled. All looks very, very nice indeed. It's very, very nice, very acceptable. And there we are, looking down the landside road. You can see all the signage, the pot plants. Looks lovely. I love the way it's modelled. Terminal looks very realistic. And looking in the other direction, you've got the airport name. There's some road signs. And there you've got the barriers going into the car park here, and the walkway for people having parked their cars to come in towards the terminal. And the waiting area for buses. Animated flags. The whole thing looks very, very nice. No complaints at all, really. So there we are, looking south on top of the roof of the new terminal. There you've got some solar panels. Here we are, looking towards the south side. This is the other parking area, and there are the gates. So a quick look over here. Here is the post office building. Again, nice modelling, very, very nice. And that's all looking landside. All looks really, really nice. Just take a quick whiz here. There's a Menzies building. We come back to the airside part. Modelling here is nice. Foliage. It just all looks really good. Couple of float planes there. Some containers on the left. Here we're coming up to the fuel farm. Very sort of simplified, but just as it should be. So here's the approach to runway 12. There you can see the end identifier lights. While we're here, let's have a look at some taxiway signage. So ground signage looks good there. We've got wigwags. I don't know if they work. They don't seem to be working during the daylight. We'll have a look when the lights are down. And again there's your signage and the windsock, and you've got airfield edge lights there in blue down to the lower right. So runway 12 here with a displaced threshold. Just have a look at the hangar up here on the left. This is all on the chart, by the way, so I know that it's there and I know that it's correct. This is apron 3. So we come down here, you've got various buildings. The fire station is down here, as is the main control tower. So here comes the fire station building, just on the left here. There you go, fire station with the models, and the building colour is correct as well as per images that I've seen, so well done on that. Let's look at the control tower quickly. Again, very accurate modelling. The tower is just as it should be, and no internal development. So let's continue our tour eastwards down the runway length towards apron 4 and the fixed base operator. As you can see, various roads and buildings, all pretty simplified, but just as it should be. There's the airside fence. Now this is the main FBO, and this is where many of the executive jets and things park, and as you can see, it's been modelled, and there's a couple of jets. And again, the signage continues just as it should. Everything's cool. Very nice. All been modelled right the way down to the end of the runway. Let's just cross the runway here. Now this area is currently closed. This is apron 5, and as per the chart it's currently closed, and here you can see they've got the barriers to essentially fence it off. So this is all correct. It's pretty much as per the charts. Nice beach over there. So there you go, that was a quick airside and a quick sort of tour of the airport. Here on the left is what they call the solar farm. There's a whole string of solar panels here which essentially provide a lot of power for the airport locally. So that's all good. Here's the ILS box for the ILS that's on this side of this end of the runway. So okay, so let's turn the lighting down and have a look at dusk. Okay, 6:30 in the evening local time. As you can see, it's getting pretty dark. Nothing's turned on yet except the runway itself. Let's take the sun down a little bit more. So 15 minutes later, and now you can see lights start to come on. So let's get down and have a little bit tour back up towards the main airport. There's the ILS antenna for runway 30. You've got the pappies there as well. A couple of entry markers. Here's the FBO. It's gently lit, nothing serious here. You've got an awful lot of light here, so if you bring your own private jet in here, you've got probably adequately just enough lighting. Here's the taxiway. No green centerline lights, but that's okay. Can deal with that. Runway looks good though. You will of course be relying quite a lot on your nose gear light. Here we go past the fire station. You've got the control tower there on the right. Minimal lighting, but just enough here. Could do with some improvement, I think. Lighting looks nice, but a lot of area there isn't lit in any way at all. So that could do with some improvement, I think. Again, these are my own opinions. You may think differently, but you know, airports are all about sort of coming alive. Nice little area there, but that's marked with Asobo globes. Now we come off the runway. There's runway 12 towards the main terminal area. Windsock down there to the right, which is not lit, so you wouldn't hardly see that in the dark. There's the fence line. So we're going to come airside here of terminal 1, sorry, apron 1. Lighting's wonderful here, perfectly adequate, all being provided by the right light poles. And there you can see both airside and landside actually looks really quite nice. And here's the airport sign, also very nicely lit. Coming back the other way towards the main terminal. Again, the lighting looks lovely, especially on the way that terminal looks in the evening there. And the light on it looks good. As you get closer, it does get really bright. Might be perhaps, in my opinion, just a little bit too bright, but I don't know. Come down a little bit, move it a little slower. I mean, it is really nicely done. This is the kind of thing you want, that you sort of gives you the atmosphere that this place is actually an airport and it's alive. Be really interesting to see them complete this terminal, and hopefully they do a good job. And it would be nice to see some people, even if they're not animated. It would be lovely to see some people here too. It would really update this product. Let's have a quick look inside. There's a look through the departures door and the windows into the inside of the terminal. All looks very nice indeed. A quick look at the post office building. That's nicely lit. Everything looks good there. Very pleasant. Fuel farm in the distance. And here we are, close look at the northern end of the building as we did in the daytime with the light down, and there you can see the partial development inside of the terminal. I think this is going to look really excellent when they finally get it done, and I really hope that they do a complete job. At the moment it's looking good, the colours look good, the lighting looks nice, and what they've done is really nice. But if they start adding people and a little bit more signage, and put the restaurants in and all the other bits and pieces that they need, and just develop it a bit more, and they do say that it's in progress, that I think will be wonderful. So a little tour on the airside ramp. As you can see, that lighting is perfectly adequate. It's no problem there at all. You're not going to have any trouble finding your way here to the ramp. All looks really nice. I'll just come round landside here. Okay, a few more Asobo globes here, but again, the lighting here is good. The building is well lit. Be nice, as I said, to see a bit more detail, a couple of road signs, markings on the building to sort of denote what they are. They're beautifully designed and coloured, but it's only when you sort of get down low you start to see some of the signage here. Look. Nice little lit up sign there, animated, very nice. Not bad at all, looks really good. And just an overview there. Let's just quickly bring it to night time. Don't think there's going to be an awful lot of difference, but I'm not going to go mad because it isn't a huge scenery, but it's perfectly adequate. Let's bring it to night time. Okay, 9:15 in the evening, and as you can see now it's completely dark. Not an awful lot of difference in the lighting, but again it's perfectly adequate. Everything you need is there. Looking landside there of the main terminal and central car park. So let's just go from apron 1 across to apron 7 where the new terminal is. And there's a nice shot looking into the airside departure lounge of the new terminal from this side. We've got the fence there below. Lighting looks good. The big lights there are giving you plenty of light, exactly where they should be placed. And here we are coming across the ramp towards my aircraft, and you can see the ramp lighting is more than adequate, looks really good. Very nice. We're just coming close to the nose end of stand 3, and there you can see some more development of the inside, which hopefully will be continued by the developer. So there's an overview of the main area. As I said, it's 9:15 in the evening, it's completely dark, and you've got the town of Hamilton about 9 miles away there across the causeway. It looks really good. Let's bring the dawn up. Okay, 6 AM local time, and as you can see the sun is about to rise. We've still got some lighting on, but it looks pretty good there. And looking down the throat of runway 12 there, you can see the Pappies work. We're at the right height, and there's the sun rising. Beautiful little image there. So a last look from above before we bring up the daylight, and I'll give you my conclusions. Okay, just coming up to 7:30 AM local time, and let's have a talk about what I think about this. I'm not going to answer questions on the other scenery because I haven't seen the field there scenery. I've only seen the screenshots, and it looks okay. It looks perfectly acceptable. What do I think of this scenery? It's nice. It is very nice. It's a huge improvement on the default. There is a freeware. There's a guy who's developing Bermuda and its islands on flightsim.to. I've had a brief look at that, and it does look really good. However, as a standalone payware scenery, this is more than acceptable. Do I think it's worth €20? At this point in time, I think it's probably worth nearer 17. There's a lot of development that needs to be done to make this into a scenery that's worth €20, in my opinion. But actually, they sell it for $17 US, which is about £14 UK, and even if you add VAT to that, that probably brings it around about sort of the right price. I don't know. Sim Market's selling it for €20.40, and that of course includes the tax and VAT, which may vary slightly depending if you bought it in the States off the Sim Market website. It does include the tax. I don't think there's going to be an awful lot of difference in prices, but I do think it's more of a €17 product than a €20 product, including VAT. There's work to be done, and the good news is the developer has said that they are working on the terminal modeling, which I think would really bring this up to something special. Okay, as a pilot you're not going to bother with the inside of the terminal or what it looks like landside, but you know, it's going to be, all of it enhances this product and makes it more real, and makes it, just lifts the ambience and the atmosphere of the product, and that I think is why so many people have developed it. And Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 has the tools, has the ability within the simulation now to take this to the next level, and developers are beginning to take advantage of that in so many ways. And it would be nice to see Bermuda, this standalone little airport out in the North Atlantic, developed to a higher standard as well. So if they continue the internal development, I'd like to see the restaurants and more signage and some people maybe. I'd like to see the control tower developed a little bit, and a little bit more work on the apron on the south side here, where British Airways and the others park the big jets, and correct this problem with the causeway. If they did all of that, then I would be really happy to pay €20 for this. Let me say right off the bat, I want to thank SLH Sim Designs for sending me this. They sent me a copy for the review. I didn't buy it, but as ever, these opinions are my own and in no way influenced by the developer. I think it's a good scenery, nothing wrong with it at all. To be honest, the price is just a little high, but like I said, if the development continues in the way that it does, then you know, yes, I'll be very happy to pay €20 with it, because it'll just be improved so much more and it'll be fine. So yeah, do I like it? Yes, I do. There are things to be fixed, little anomalies to be sorted out, and development to be continued to bring it up to a €20-21 product. But at the moment, as a standalone payware scenery, I see nothing really wrong with it. From a pilot point of view, everything you need is there. They need to just make corrections to the approach lighting to comply with the charts. 3.0 has flashing lights, 1.2 doesn't, but it does have the approach lighting system lit. In the scenery it's not, and in this scenery the sequence lighting at runway 30 is missing, so that needs to be fixed. But no problem at all. I like it. It's lovely. It's a great place to fly into. It's a couple of hours from the US or from Canada. Something for you to enjoy. So there you go, folks. Bermuda, LF Frederick Wade International Airport, Tango X-Ray Kilo Foxtrot. It's a payware scenery by SLH Sim Designs. Version 1.3 currently for the PC. Download is 264 megs and it installs at just over a gig. And it's available from both Sim Market and the Sim Designs online shop from their website. Prices: SimMark's currently showing it for €20.40. which equates to $20.37 US or £17.56 UK. UK and US prices are estimates, and all prices in there include the VAT and tax, which of course will vary depending on where you purchase this product from. Not an awful lot of difference, I think, in the prices between the two sites when you add in VAT. But a very nice airport, and very happy to have reviewed it, and again thanks to Sim Designs for sending me the copy. It's very nice. So this is Lee, your virtual airline pilot, saying thanks for joining me. Hope you've enjoyed the review and the look at this airport. Happy to talk about comments if you want to make them. I'm happy to answer questions and tell you a bit more about what I think, but I think it's great. It's perfectly great. Look out for part 2 of my flying the 737-800 from PMDG, which will come out this week. And I've also got a second scenery review to come out as well before the weekend. So this is Lee saying bye for now. I will see you in the next video. You guys have a great week. Take care. Bye bye for now.